Okay.
Hi everyone, it's your girl Kiki. I'm Brian. I'm back again on your screen. Thank you for sticking and staying with us. If you are new here, kindly like, comment, and subscribe. So today I have a very wonderful individual with us today. He's going to give us love nuggets. He's a very good friend of mine. We are in the same church, and I believe he has wisdom nuggets for us since it's the month of love. Welcome to February, everybody. So stay tuned. I'll allow him to introduce himself to us. So we have today
the Duke of Love.
The Duke of Love, people. You're welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so I want you to share with us some of the love nuggets that you have. Since it's a month of love, I believe that people are thinking of their boyfriends and girlfriends, fiancés, doing all sorts of things and giving each other pressure. But today we are here to give you wisdom. This is godly advice, so please just listen and enjoy. So please, you have the floor.
Thank you once again. So I'm going to give 3 love nuggets today, and then we'll take it from there in subsequent times. The first love nugget I'm going to give about love is God designed love with Him at the center. Or God designed love in such a way that He should be at the center. Now, as human beings, we are relational beings. We crave to love, and then we crave to be loved also.
I love that. We crave to love and to be loved.
So in the Bible, 1 John chapter 1 verse 4 talks about the fact that God is love, and then love is from God. And then also 1 Corinthians chapter 13 talks about the fact that love never fails. So then you think about it, and then you realize that in all our romantic or love endeavors, we should get to a point where we don't fail, or the love we have does not fail. But as human beings as we are...
I have a question. Sorry to cut you. If you say our love does not fail, then why do people break up?
So that is the point that I'm getting to.
Get there, please, because we've broken up before.
Everybody has broken up.
We didn't understand why that happened, so please elaborate.
Well, let me just shift apart. There are different dynamics to love. I always say that love is not a respecter of persons. Love doesn't respect your physical attributes. Love doesn't respect your spirituality. Love doesn't respect your finances and status. Love has its own principles and dynamics that you should live by. And then the interesting thing is these dynamics also vary depending on the people involved in that or at that particular time and at the particular phase of life that they are in. But that was just me branching off.
Wow.
Let me come back.
That was a lot of wisdom nuggets.
Let me come back to love never fails from 1 Corinthians 13. So in the design and plan of God, I believe that God expresses love for humans in a way that He doesn't fail us. He is always there for us. No matter what you do, He is still there for you as God. And that is how God expects us to also love. But as human as we are, that is difficult. It is exactly.
God's love is not our type of love.
Exactly.
We don't know unconditional. We know love with condition.
Exactly. I like what you said, unconditional love. So now God expects that even in our life, He is at the center where we eventually grow to be like Him and exhibit love like He does. And that is the only way that you will keep your relationship together. Because at certain times, at certain days, you will not feel like doing certain things for your partner. So that is on love nugget 1. God expects us to love with Him at the center, so we exhibit love and learn love from Him, so we emulate it in our relationships.
Wow, that's well said. Well said. God expects us to emulate His kind of love. So the nugget number 1 is God must be at the center. So people, don't be loving with your mind and your money. Every day, money. Hey. Today, wait, tomorrow, this. It's good though, but make sure that God is the first, okay? Yeah. So can we go on to the second nugget? So the first nugget was love with God at the center. So I'll now leave the platform to Duke of Love to tell us more about the second nugget that he has for us today. I hope you are taking notes.
Thank you very much. My second nugget would be loving somebody should be a lifestyle.
Wow.
I like calling it lifestyle.
Lifestyle.
It shouldn't be just a statement or a confession. Now, this is what I always say. The weight of your love is demonstrated by the depth of your actions.
Hey!
So
can you get that? Hey, it's not just more actions. Wait, no.
So to love somebody, it's a doing verb.
Wow. Wow.
There should be action. It is not just I love you and then you leave it at that. There should be proof. There should be substance.
Talk to me.
Which is related to your love, and that substance is its depth is related to how deep you think you love the person. So love is about sacrifice. If you're not ready to sacrifice for somebody, if you're always thinking about yourself and putting yourself in a very selfish mode and not being selfless, then you're not ready to love.
Wow.
Another thing that I always like to say is I like likening growing in love to the fruits of the Spirit.
Okay.
I believe that the fruits of the Spirit in Galatians chapter 5, the more you love, the more you should exhibit these fruits of the Spirit.
Yeah.
So I was very excited when I realized that love is actually the first fruit of the Spirit. But then it doesn't even end there. Joy, kindness, peace, patience, forgiveness,
self-control.
The thing is, all of them are things you should exhibit when in love.
Wow. Some people are not patient. They have self-control. They be all be careful.
So if you're a very vengeful person or you're not a very forgiving person, then you need to work on your love life. Let me read the scripture from Proverbs 17:9. It says, love prospers when a fault is forgiven, but dwelling on it separates close friends. I like to use lovers. So dwelling on a fault separates lovers. So you should always have a forgiving spirit when you're in a relationship. And that also relates to point number 1, which is the
having God at the center.
Exactly. And then the things or the characters that we need to exhibit and then practice in our life. Wow. So that is it for nugget number 2.
Wow. Now that's so deep. Like, people of God, love man, and that for more. It's not about Valentine, baby, buy me this, give me chocolate. No, it's deeper than that. So please, if you want to love, make sure you work on yourself before you start loving someone. Don't be selfish in your love, be selfless in it. So guys, we are about to hear love nugget number 3. Are you ready? So from our previous discussions, Duke of Love said loving someone is a lifestyle. So let's listen to the third nugget he has for us.
Okay, nugget number 3. You have to first love yourself before you love somebody else. Or let me rephrase it. You can't be happy with somebody else until you learn to be happy on your own. Now, a lot of people are stuck in relationships that are even toxic because they are afraid of being alone or lonely. A lot of people also just end up jumping from one person to the other because they don't want to experience a phase where they are alone.
I'm sorry, but what he said was very true because I've been there before. I've experienced a phase where I didn't want to be alone and I entered into a relationship which I wasn't even supposed to in the first place. So please, let's listen to the wisdom nuggets that Duke of Love has for us. Continue, you can flow, please.
Okay, I think one of these days I should hear about your experience.
Please, let's move on.
Okay, so before you enter a relationship, you first have to be in a single phase. What do I mean by a single phase? A single phase is where you date yourself, where you find yourself in plans and purpose, where you experience yourself to know much more about yourself. Now, if you don't do this and you enter a relationship, it is easy for you to become a burden to somebody else. Remember also that dating is more or less like a trial. So if you are in the trial phase of something, you don't put everything in it. A lot of people are dating and then end up dating like they are married. So for instance, something that they do, you make a person the center of your world. That is a mistake. When you are dating, you don't make a person the center of your world. The person can be a part of your world.
Okay.
If you make him the center of your world, it's like your source of happiness, your source of joy, your source of fulfillment. And then when that person wants to leave, which we often see in our cases, you feel like your world is falling apart.
Yeah.
So you should first have your house in order.
Have your house in order, people. It's a month of love. Please don't go and pressure yourself into entering a love that is not for you out of loneliness because you want chocolate. Please use wisdom. Maximize your singlehood, as our man of God said.
Okay, so that is it for 3 wisdom nuggets on love.
Thank you so much, Duke of Love. We enjoyed your wisdom nuggets from letting God be the center letting love be a lifestyle, and also maximizing your single before you enter into love and loving yourself. So people of God, this is what we have for you today. Yes, it's a month of love, but use wisdom. Apply wisdom when you are falling in love. Don't just rush into relationships. Work on yourself first and allow God to be the center. Shalom. Bye.